I think this year, after the season, you'll fall in love with the bad guy a little bit.
What is going on, buddy?
Yeah, I
Welcome
mean,
back to All Things Film. Today I'm here to talk about Negan and the Saviors. And I played that clip in the beginning when Norman Reedus said that after this season, we're going to fall in love with the bad guy a little bit, meaning Negan, I believe. And I feel like after he said that, I feel like that was kind of like a slip, because after he said that, something like his body language made it seem like he wasn't supposed to say that because he got all quiet and stuff. I don't know. But anyways, he did say it. And I want to talk about that and open up a discussion of why you guys think Negan could, be a good guy in this upcoming season. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on it, as well talk about some of the saviors and stuff. And I want to talk about the savior real quickly, played by Zach McGowan, because we've seen this guy in the trailer, and we've seen him on set photos. And he's the guy that Daryl punched and hit him with a pot, which I thought was fucking awesome. But I want to quickly talk about this guy because I believe he's a vital part of how Negan could escape, because they're really making him seem like a pretty big savior. Now here's the thing with this, because I'm kind of at odds with this whole situation, because Zach McGowan is a pretty well-known actor, or I should say like more well-known actor than the other saviors. Like, I thought he'd be playing somebody else. Like, I thought he'd be playing somebody from Magnet's group or somebody else in The Walking Dead. I didn't expect him to play a savior, because we've seen the saviors for 2+ years and we have never ran into this guy before, and they're just gonna bring this guy in as a savior. I just kind of feel like it's gonna be a little weird, because I feel like they shouldn't be introducing new saviors, because that story is kind of over. But it is what it is. But I'll read the description of his character right off of the Wikipedia, and it says Zach McGowan as Justin, a hostile savior not interested in working together with the other communities. And this makes sense because we saw Daryl punch him, and then we saw him hit him with a pot, like I said. And I think he is gonna be a big part of Negan's escape, just because he's a pretty well-known actor. So I'm sure he's gonna have a pretty big role, not a big role, but he's gonna have a pretty decent role in season 9 when it comes to the saviors. And I think he might have because obviously Negan isn't gonna escape, someone's gonna let him out, and it's probably gonna be a savior, because the saviors is still sort of Negan. We saw that thing at the sanctuary when Rick went, and it had those signs saying, we are still Negan. And we're seeing a lot of conflict between the saviors and Rick's group, and not everybody's seeing eye to eye and working together as Rick wants. So there's gonna be conflict. Obviously, it's hard to put down what happened in the past and work together. So I'm sure the saviors are gonna have a big part in Negan's escape. But I also want to talk about what Negan could do to redeem himself and be somebody that we love moving forward, because like Norma said. Now, I'm going to get a bit into spoilers in just a little bit, but I'll let you guys know when I do. But I believe, because Negan has a big part with the savior, or with the Whisperers and stuff in the comics, and Jeffrey D. Morgan seems like he's gonna be part of the show for a while. I see him surviving season 9. I see him working with Rick. Right now he doesn't see eye to eye with Rick, but with the rumors of Rick, if Rick dies or Rick leaves or something happens to Rick, whatever happens, I'm sure Negan is gonna get affected by that, because Negan in some way has some respect for Rick, because he's the only man that has ever took him down. So I'm sure he has respect for Rick as a leader and as a person. So I do believe he is gonna help the group and help them with the Whisperers, because he's gonna find out about the Whisperers and see how fucked up these people are and how scary, and he's probably gonna want to help. But I want to talk about spoilers with the comics for a second when it comes to the Whisperers. So if you don't want to know what happens in the comics regarding Negan and some of the Whisperers, now this is some pretty big stuff that might happen in the show. So if you don't want to know, you can bounce now. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, and thanks for watching. But if you do want to know some of the Whisperer stuff in the comics, feel free to stick around. So let's get down to it right now. So in the comics, there's a character, Alpha. We all know that she is the leader of the Whisperers. She's been casted on the show, Samantha Morton. She's going to be playing Alpha, which I'm very excited about, and she is going to be on the show. But in the comics, Negan has a big part of starting the Whisperer War, because he actually kills Alpha. He chops her head off and brings it to Rick, and I think that's fucking awesome. Now, obviously, I don't think the Rick part's gonna happen, because I think the Whisperers are gonna come after Rick and Maggie are gone or something like that. Because I think there's gonna be a second time jump, and I've made videos like that in the past. But I think the Whisperers are gonna be a threat later on in season 9. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that I really hope that happens in the show, that Negan chops Alpha's head off and then because he wants to help the group. In the comics, he essentially wants to help the group, and then he goes to kill Alpha because he wants to prove himself that he can be worthy of working with Rick, and he wants to work with Rick in the comics. Now, in the TV show, it is a bit different right now because it looks like Negan is kind of waiting for Rick to fail, because he's like, you know, when it all goes to shit, and it will, come back and tell me about that day, Rick. So he's kind of waiting for Rick to fail. But if Rick ends up dying, I'm sure Negan will get affected, like I said, because he does have a respect for Rick, and I think he might want to help the group. But that being said, I'd love to see that happen in the show, because Alpha, we haven't seen Alpha in the show yet, so it's hard to say if she's going to be a character that we're going to all love, and maybe they don't want to kill her like that. But I do believe Negan will have a big part of helping the group during the Whisperers and the Whisperer War. Now, I don't think the Whisperer War is going to be in Season 9. I believe the Whisperer War will be in Season 10. But that's really pretty much it. I just quickly wanted to cover this and what my thoughts on how Negan could, redeem himself and be somebody that the fans will love. And then maybe in Season 10, he's gonna be out and about walking with the group, like Carl's vision. So let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on what you guys think about Negan and how Negan will be, how Negan will be a character this season and how he will redeem himself. Be sure you leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating, and if you do want more Walking Dead videos like this, stay tuned and subscribe to the channel. It's been all. Thanks for filming. Until next time, peace.